so you're thinking about interviewing a new brokerage. Maybe you're a new agent or you're currently at a brokerage that you're not really happy with. So how do you go about interviewing brokerages? So that's the topic of today's video. Now, full disclosure, I'm with Keller Williams. However, this video is not a recruiting video about why you should join KW. If anything, I actually don't mention much about specific brand names or brokerages. This is more about just things that agents should be thinking about, as they go and interview brokerages. So I actually have a list written out here just to make sure that I cover all the topics that I wanted to. Now, the most obvious things that come out are about the fees and the commission split. So fees are monthly or sometimes annual fees that you pay just to remain a member of the brokerage that you're with. And sometimes it includes desk fees, sometimes there's supplies. There are a lot of things that get included into that, but that's one thing that you want to make sure that when you're talking to places and interviewing them, you get to know what their fees are like. Now, in addition to that, probably the big thing that a lot of agents think about is commission split. So while the temptation is to go to the place with the highest commission split, because there are places that have a 100% commission split, you want to find places that will support your business in the way that you need it. So that's something that you kind of have to think about, and as you go and interview different places, get a sense for what they can offer you, not necessarily what you can offer them. Because that commission split, if you get a lot more resources that help you build your business faster and get more clients and serve them better, it's better to pay that extra commission and do more business rather than doing less business with a place that has next to no support and you do fewer deals but have a higher commission split, if that makes any sense. Now, on that topic, we have the support. So if you need a lot of support, if you're a newer agent who needs a lot of advice or you do a lot of complicated deals, those are good things to kind of keep in mind. You want to make sure you have somebody that you can go to make sure that you're doing everything in a legal and compliant way. But in addition to that, that if you just need to bounce off ideas, that you have somebody there to talk with. Now, moving on to the next topic, brand names. So people sometimes wonder, which is the best brand should I go with? Should I go with brand X, Y, Z, things like that. This is just my personal opinion. It doesn't matter as much as most realtors think. You want to go for places because ultimately people will hire you not because of the brand that you're associated with, but they're going to hire you because of the service you provide, the relationship that you have with them, and going from there. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Now, if it is important to you, and if you have always aspired to join a particular brokerage, there's nothing wrong with that. So again, it really comes back down to what it is that you're looking to do. Market share is the next thing on my list. So if you are in a market where a particular brokerage completely dominates the market, you see their signs and only their signs everywhere, that might be something to consider. Whether you want to join that or you want to be the industry disruptor going up against that, it all really depends on what you're looking to do. Culture is another big part of it. So do you want a place where you can just basically never talk to anybody, just go in, do your work, get your commission and be out? Or do you want a place where there's a culture where you can talk with people, bounce around ideas, maybe collaborate on certain things? That is something that you really won't know until you actually go into the brokerage itself, because again, it's like going to anywhere else. You never know what the culture is really like until you're there. So there is actually no shame in talking to the brokerage and asking them, hey, can I sit in on a few trainings? Do you mind if I go see some team meetings, kind of just get us walk around the office to see what it's like on a particularly busy day? Those are things that you can reasonably ask, because again, you are interviewing the broker. It's not the other way around. Now, the last thing on my list is leads. Some places will promise you leads, right? If you join us, then we're just going to hand you leads. You want to be careful and make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into. It doesn't mean that they're scamming you. It doesn't mean that it's wrong or that they're being deceitful or anything like that. You just want to know what source they're coming from. Are they just helping you pay for Zillow leads, and are you just giving them a large commission? Are you expected to pay per lead? Is it just all built into the fee? Now, if you're going to be joining a team or a group, sometimes it's a little bit different. Oftentimes, teams or groups are set up because the main agent who develops a lot of business has more business than they individually can take on, so they start growing, and sometimes they need people that they can groom, and they like to go for newer agents because one, they're willing to take a lower commission rate, and two, they can groom them to be the type of agents that they want for their team. Now, if you are looking to expand your own business, if you like to be in control of your business and exactly how everything happens, then a team or a group might not be the right thing for you. You might want to be a solo agent and then maybe build out your own team from there. Again, it will come down to your needs and what it is that you're looking for. So those are just kind of some basic things that that I advise agents to really think about when they're interviewing brokerages. It's okay to take your time and just talk with a bunch and really get a sense for what they're going through. Go back and talk with people. Another thing that just popped in my mind is when you call the brokerage, and I do advise calling them, how are you treated? Are they responsive or are they dismissive? Because if people are calling the office, if clients, your clients, or people who might want to work with you are calling your office, expecting a certain level of service, how are you being represented? There are places where if nobody answers, there's no voicemail, or it's just, really sketchy sounding, that will reflect on you and your business. However, if they're responsive, they call you by name, and really roll out the red carpet for you, then more than likely people who call into the office are going to get that exact same treatment. So many things to think about. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Probably the easiest way to get in touch is to reach out to my Instagram through direct message. I'm a musician realtor. And if you contact me through there, I can also email you the form. I have this long list that I use to interview a lot of different brokerages, and that's how I kind of arrived at the best one for me. And then, where my wife and I eventually settled our team. So fees, think about the fees, monthly fees, commission split, how much that you're getting per transaction and how that works. Support, what type of support that you're getting as an agent, whether or not you need it. Brand name, whether or not that's important to you. The market share, how important and how big they are within your market. The culture, whether or not you need a culture, want a culture, if it's important to you, if it helps motivate you to work, get more work done. And leads, if they're promising things for you. So all things to think about. So thank you so much for watching. If you have other topics that you want, please like, subscribe, comment. If you just comment in the video, then I read every comment and I'll generally respond if it's a question. And I'll continue coming out with the videos. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.